in verse 21 of 1 Peter chapter 2, Peter writes, "In truth, it is into this purpose, or with a view to, directed to this objective, you were called, or you were invited, because also Christ suffered, the Anointed One experienced. He was affected by things on your behalf, leaving behind an underwriting or a writing aid, a sample, a template for you to use and copy from, for the purpose and result that you would follow in his footsteps, continue in the same way or road, going after and upon his footsteps or footprints, metaphorically tracking on top of his tracks, who, the Christ, did not do, he did not perform sin, neither was deceit found in his mouth. He did not speak any guile or bait, as used to catch people by stratagem, by subterfuge." This is a reference to Isaiah chapter 53, verse 9. Who, again referring to the Christ, being reviled while he was being railed at, insulted, verbally abused, he used to not revile against them. His action of not reviling back in return against those who reviled him continued during a past time, being repeated on several occasions. Suffering while he was experiencing or being affected by many things, he used to not threaten. His action of not holding out threats and menacing them continued during that past time, being repeated again on several occasions. But what did the Christ do? He used to give over or hand along into the power of another. To whom? To the one who is judging righteously. God is making his decisions, passing sentence in just manner, rightly, with justice, with righteousness, who himself, again referring to the Christ, offered up our sins. Emphatically, he, Christ, brought, carried, bore upwards, making a presentation of or for sins that we committed in his body on the wooden stake, on the dead tree post when he was crucified. Why? For the purpose and result that following our having become away, absent or removed from sin, so after we have become away from the sins, we may live to righteousness, or we would. That's why he did it, so that we would be alive to the justness or justice, the attributes of justification, the quality of being and doing what is just or right from God's viewpoint. By whose wound you were healed. It was with or by Christ's wound, dwelt the total effect on his body, which included his death, that you were caused to recover from illness. He was killed so that holy people or Christians could live. As during the Old Covenant times, when there was one lamb killed and one remained alive, representing God's people. We, true Christians, having the Spirit of Christ within us, are now alive spiritually, and we can behave in a righteous manner. And this is with reference to Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5b.